So here we are again with the stringers cut and just sitting in place. Next step is to glue them in there. As you can see, I've had to laminate another piece on top of the stringer just to bring it up at the back there where the motor sits. That's how the original one was. So that bulkhead there, I've cut the corners out of it so that when the resin oozes out the side of it there, it just somewhere to go underneath there, so I can do a fillet along the corners. Once they've set in place, I'll take that bulkhead out and replace it anyway. But I've already glued a piece in along the back there above the cavitation plate. So this boat's got an adjustable cav plate, so it needs to be pretty strong along the back there, otherwise it'll tear it out. Those top of all those stringers there, I radiused them off with a router. The under upper front there, got a wedge on each side of it there because it's too hard to get the fiberglass to wrap down in there, especially right up the front there. So I figured if I glue a wedge in there as well, I'd be able to wrap the fiberglass over the top of it and, you know, onto the side of the hull there. Because it's got a little bit of width at the back there, I'll be able to wrap it down in there and up over the side. So I have it on good authority from Ken Bailey at Bailey's Fiberglassing. He reckons to put about 10 millimeters of glue on the bottom of the stringer and made up of resin, catalyst and talcum powder. Thicken it up and just push that down into place. He said like that can be virtually sitting on the floor, but yeah, I showed that video how I was going to cut and mark and cut the stringers. Well, I did that and got some talcum powder that I've been using for the itching from fiberglass put on you, and just sprinkle that under the stringer on the floor and just set the stringer on it, rub it backwards and forwards, and about 10-15 mil backwards and forwards, and you can see where the talcum powder marks the stringer, so you can just take a little bit off that with a sander. Fairly tedious job, but yeah, you can get a pretty good fit, and as you can see there, that's sitting right on the floor all the way along. So I'm actually as happy as a cafe owner that's just been told he's allowed to open up the doors after the coronavirus. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. As I said, the next step is to mix up the resin and glue them down. So what I'm going to do is probably put a couple of bars across the top of the boat there, and I've got some some old jacks there that I'll just use to push down slightly on the stringer. You know, that 10 mil of resin on the bottom will ooze out the side of it, and I'll just scrape along with a plastic scraper with a radius on the corner and create a fillet all the way along there. So obviously fiberglass doesn't like bending around right angles, so you leave a big fillet in the corners, and yeah, it should wrap up and over and around that pretty good. As I said, once that's all glued into place, I'm going to cut that bulkhead out, fiberglass the stringers in, and then put the like a new bulkhead back in there, another one to go at the front. Those couple of knees there, they call them, they'll stay there, and then once all this fiberglassed in, there's another 4 knees, they call them in the boat world, for put along the side there just to strengthen things up. Anyway, that's where we're at the moment. So next video they'll be glued in there. I can't wait. See you then.